Too high?
Perfect. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday.
Good evening. This is what complete and utter exhaustion looks like. How's everyone doing? Happy Monday. Oh, Nicole, Susan, Teresa. I saw Celine up there. I saw Kathy up there. A few others. How's everyone doing? Yes, we are swamped.
Roasted up yet?
No.
Yeah, no.
Busy? No, it continued way past the weekend. You have no idea. We
just got back home.
I
feel like a big one today, Susan.
We went. We're getting near expo time. We're a couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so away from the expo, and we have to do every year is the same routine. Space planning. You have to work with the fire marshal. You have to work with the board of ed. You have to work with the custodian people. Nobody that we haven't worked with before. No, same thing over and over.
Great group of people.
But we ran into a bit of a surprise. It was a surprise with some space planning that we usually take for granted, and we had to make some adjustments on the fly. So we did. I mean, everything will be fine. We worked it all out, but it took hours to work out as far as planning.
Pretty cool, right?
Please don't distract her. Please. Please. I mean, you mentioned the hat, and we won't get through 10 minutes if you keep mentioning hats.
We had done all of the space planning, had everything put together for the map, and so we literally today had to reconfigure and do everything and start over and just to make sure.
I mean, still everything's good.
It's still good.
Nothing changes.
Just created some work, a little bit more work on that part.
It's just it's signage and moving things around a little bit. So, but that changes. We have the signs and everything are at the printer, and they're going to be printed, and you got to change all that. So, yeah, someone craves attention, and they have to wear hats and stuff to take away from subject matter. Okay. John doesn't do that. John wears a black hat, a black shirt, and just.
He's just.
I'm gonna go get my.
He's a little jealous.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
He doesn't have his own horn.
Give me 1 second.
So this was a birthday gift.
Give me 1 second.
From Colleen and Patricia and the whole group that came to an event, which I love this mug, and it's got the little purple around the edge, and the horn hat. I wear that when I got the mood. Oh my God, guys. This is what John got me for Valentine's Day one year. Uh-huh.
Nothing. I'm sitting here.
What
are you talking about?
You're going to wait? I already said. I wear this hat when I'm in the mood or whatever.
She wears the hat and the mug. Look, plain mug for a company that I worked for about 20 years ago.
Don't hate the game.
Black hat. And
it
ain't look at me. Please comment on me.
Careful.
Otherwise, I would do something like this.
Oh, sugar.
There.
Not better. Right, Susan?
Now we're even. John cried out for attention, and oh my God, I love it.
That was my Valentine's
See how that works?
Gift.
See how that works? I don't need to do that. I just sit here and I talk. I don't need the bells and the whistles and the mugs and I just sit here and talk with my black hat and my black T-shirt.
I don't talk much.
That's it. No, you don't have to when you dress up like a kangaroo every other night and
it's exactly
try to get attention.
Yeah, hey, we gotta be careful. We don't want to ruin his aura. The aura is changing.
I just had to prove my point. Point's proven. Now I'll just move on to the next thing. So yes, we a curveball was not what we were thrown. We were throwing a hell of a curveball. So we adjusted, but it took hours because we had to kind of configure things. It's basically the same as far as what you guys would know because you've been there before. If you've ever come to the convention before, it's basically the same. Nothing changes as far as where the auditorium is and the gym and the areas we use, the one hallway and the back hallway. We just had to move things around that we originally planned because we took for granted that everything would be the same. So it's not. So we move things around and we have new signage created so it's easier for everyone. The volunteers will be there there won't be any issue. You guys won't even notice really.
No.
It's us who have to make all, but it'll be good. We're ready. Now we're ready. Now we just need to make all these changes and do everything else within 3 weeks. So no problem. No problem at all. So anyway.
Oh, we can stay awake enough.
So anyway, we had a busy weekend. It was a good weekend.
It was.
It was busy and it was tiring. Hello,
Hi,
Sharon. It started out with Sharon. I'm sorry, you may have missed it.
Oh no.
Sharon, I need to catch you up. So Chris, screaming for attention, wore her devil horns,
and I got my cup
and her ghost
I got my cup.
So I had to counteract that cry for attention with. Wait for it. There it is. So now you're caught up.
Oh no, John McGinnis.
John McGinnis,
no,
we would never do that to you. We know you love that. You love that. I wouldn't take that away from you.
No.
So anyway, so it started Friday night with Caldwell Parsonage. Now, Caldwell Parsonage, great place. We really are good friends with the people that the directors of that place, David and Barbara, their brother and sister. They put their heart and soul into that building. They've been taking care of it forever, and they do a great job. And they're friends of ours. We really do really like working with them, and they're just good people. So, we enjoy helping them, and we enjoy that building because the story of Hannah Caldwell and everything, the stuff that we experienced there. So it's the same weird kind of setup every year, in that Barbara belongs to a church and David, and they have friends from the church. I guess they see all the time. The first session, we do 2 sessions there. The first session is all of the people from her church group and their friends and family. So we see these people every year. It's like a reunion. Literally, it's like we only see them once a year.
Yep.
And they all know each other.
Whole pack of them.
They get together for dinner before the event, and then they come to the event once a year. We see them, and they're, hey, how you doing? Oh my God, I can't believe a year has passed. And that's the whole first group of people. And then the second group is people that attend our events and people that are, are new to our events or whatever. But they were fast because they were 2 hours each because it's a small building and there are tenants next door. So you throw EVP out and whatever else you can, and you do what you can. But I had some good stuff happen. I was in the actual area. Now that building, really, really quick, if you don't know, Hannah Caldwell was married to the Reverend James Caldwell, who was very outspoken against the British during the Revolutionary War. He would actually go with the soldiers to fight and stuff. And his wife, Hannah, James knew the British were in the area. He knew that they were looting and burning places down. He told his wife, Hannah, look, get out of here, go to our other house, take the kids. Not all the kids were home. There was a few of them home with her. She said, I'm a lady of the house. I'm staying here. They're not going to bother me. Well, one of her kids were by a window. A British soldier supposedly thought it was a sniper. She moved the child out of the way. She got shot. They dragged her body out of the house. They looted the house and they burned it to the ground. After the kids and the nursemaids were all out of the house, they burned it down. And then they rebuilt it a few years later, same spot. So there is energy left from that incident. And I caught a lot of that on the first floor in the area where Hannah was shot. I got a lot of good stuff there. A lot of weird stuff but a lot of good stuff there. So first session with the people from the church, and maybe that's what it was, because I did get church several times, which now I'm thinking about
Because
it.
in that house, all of the
Reverence.
reverends from the church, that's their homestead. That's where they all
Yeah, they live
stayed.
there.
So even after the Codwells left, there was the street reverend, and it just went on
Bunch of others.
for the different. So, and there were
But
certain.
I had a lot of stuff down there. That was. I'll tell you one quick story before you tell your part of this. TJ, if you're watching, I hope you're not speaking Latin and projectile vomiting. But this guy TJ was there, who I never met before, and I do something that I can't mention because it'll be stolen tomorrow by all of the you know what's people out there. I do something where I let the spirit pick the people that they want to talk to. That's all I can say about it. So I go one by one by one by one with the different people, and when we get to the certain person, I look for a reaction of some kind. TJ was the only one out of 5 or 6 that got the reaction. Okay, so now TJ goes and sits down in a chair, and out of one of the boxes, the Echo Ovilus type of app that I use, it said Thomas. Literally, he sat down, Thomas. And I looked at him and I said, TJ, please tell me the T stands for Thomas. He opened his mouth and he went, and it was like, holy crap. Coincidence? No friggin' way. So we leave him alone in that room while we're outside of the room. And the tripwires, the only time the entire night, the tripwires all turned red. While he was sitting in there. I had 3 different sets in that room, every single one of them.
So anyway, there's no, the tripwires are like levels of
EMF.
Yeah.
And red is the highest.
Yeah, and so it goes to purple, then blue, green, yellow to red. So
that was by far the coolest experience.
Red is extremely rare.
Of the
really
night
extremely rare.
Awesome. That stuff like that just proves to me the existence of spirits and the afterlife, because that cannot be a coincidence.
There's a thing that, and we were talking about this yesterday. Investigating places and doing stuff like that. It's like each time you go in, you get a piece of the puzzle that you didn't have before, and you just keep adding it. So where you're trying to build the full picture by, filling in the puzzle pieces. And we were in a group and we were doing our experiment, with headphones and stuff. And I had somebody separated somewhere else, listening and speaking out the stuff that they were hearing through the headphones. And I had another group of people in the room, and they were asking the questions, and somebody asked something pertaining to Hannah. And the person said it was raining. And we're just like, huh? Like, well, that doesn't,
It wasn't raining.
And no, it wasn't raining out that night. So I actually went down to their store, which was so great about having her there. And I was just like, just out of curiosity, we heard something about raining. Was it raining when she was shot and killed? She goes, no, not when she was shot, but it did downpour later on that night. And it was like she was telling us and filling in the information of something. And as many times we've been there, we never knew that. And that came out during this event. And that's what's really, to me, that's what gets my blood flowing.
I love it.
There's one of those little pieces of puzzles, and you start asking questions and you go, and they start getting put together like, holy cow, how cool is that?
That's why when people say, do we still love investigating? Yes.
Yes.
Even with groups or without groups or by ourselves or whatever, we thoroughly enjoy it when those moments happen, because as much as other people who are there for the first time or the whatever time are enjoying it, I'm taking all that in too.
How many times have we been there?
That's what I mean.
We never knew that all these years, and we never even, and you would never think to ask something like that.
That goes back to what you said. It's not like watching the same movie all over again. Even if you go into a place the 3rd, the 4th, the 20th time, the unpredictability of the paranormal and whatever you're attracting
creates
can be different on a dime, whether it's nothing happening or something really weird that goes, holy crap. And it's almost, I think for them, this is a theory of mine. It may be a learning experience on their end as well. The more you expose them to different methods, equipment, and the fact that you are coming in and doing this and they know it, may make them more inclined to like, okay, now I know. Use
Here's
this for
another little
that.
piece.
Use this for that, and this is I can convey more. Using different things that they're doing.
Well,
I think that's entirely possible.
I do too.
You
And
know,
I did something a little different this time because we have a team member that she affects the energy in this one room upstairs, and I think it's Lauren put up there, Reverend Streeter, but I do believe that he reacts to our team member when she goes in because she's a practicing witch. And those times back then, you can obviously see that they felt that that was probably something not of a good thing and that was a bad thing. And so she'd be out of the room and she would be doing what I had her doing over there. And then once we would get stuff going, I would actually say, you know what? We're going to use her as the trigger object. And we'd bring her in and we'd put her in the center of the room. And sure enough, the word witch came out, evil, not wanted, get out. There were just and the energy changed in that room like boom as soon as she came in. So, and I did this with each group to see, and it kept happening. Each group she came into, once she stepped into that room with these people, that reaction was she wasn't wanted there. They hands down did not want her there. They thought she was bad news, and that's because of probably the reverend who lived there.
Oh, that's cool though, and like you said, they know. They aware. Know. They hear us talking. They hear us mention that she's a witch or whatever.
And she gets a headache. She gets nauseous. Yeah. It affects her. Like it tries to forcibly make her leave that space.
Yeah. That is.
And other people, but here's the thing. It's one thing for me to say that to you when you come into an event, but for you to actually see that in real time, the effect, and actually have things come out of the investigation while you're there that leave, get out, witch, evil, devil, it was just crazy.
That's why I said, anybody that asks me, and I hope that it comes through, during these events when we're working with the people that we're working with, that I enjoy every bit of it. I don't care how many times I've done it, how many times I've been with the same people or I've been in the same place. I enjoy it because I go in thinking, again, it's not the same movie. It's in the same place. But who knows what could happen tonight? And I love that part of it. I really do.
Or who we're going to communicate with.
I'm not always surprised, but there are times where you're just like, damn, wow, that's pretty damn cool that happened.
I haven't been upstairs in a long time.
TJ was just some random guy who I never saw before, young guy. And boy, oh boy, they knew right away. Thomas. Like, what? Where did that come from?
You didn't even know. I didn't know.
Thomas. He never said my name is Thomas. His name was. He said TJ.
We didn't have the guest list, so we had no idea who was coming.
That could be Todd
Anything.
Jackson. What do I know?
Timothy.
But yeah, very, very, very cool. That was, so it was a good night. So, Friday night, we finished, I believe, at 11, and then it's a trip to the diner. And then it's hanging out. So we don't get home till 2, or we don't get to bed till 3. And then we had the Barron Arts Center event Saturday night, which means again starts at 7. We got to be there by 5 to start setting up and arrange things, and we had to move a lot of stuff around. Mm-hmm. And so we the Barron's another place, just like the Caldwell, that we had been at numerous times. I mean, many. Yeah. They're like the OGs, the Barron Arts Center. We when we first started really doing events a lot, Barron Arts Center was always the Halloween-ish event. So I'm in one room.
Hi, Francis.
And it's the gallery, and there are paintings on the side of where I am. But for the first time, my new gadgets with the lights, this guy, again, you want to talk about not knowing the spirits in the building. 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, Now, there's an urban legend attached to the Barron Arts Center. For those of you who don't know, it looks like a church, but
Okay.
it was built as a library in a certain style. The guy who made that building built churches, so they wanted it that style. So it was a library. There was an urban legend that way back when there was a little boy who showed up on a bike. He was making a ruckus, so the librarian made him leave. And when he rode his bike into the street, he got hit by a car. They brought his body back inside, and he died in the Barren. Never been corroborated or confirmed, or
No.
there's no documentation that exists. Now, if I was ABC Paranormal out there, I would say, yeah, a medium told me that, so it's real. That ain't me. There's no documentation, no proof. So whatever, I take it with a grain of salt. So this, all these years of doing this, and about 3 years ago, somebody starts pretending to be that kid. And I'm with several groups or a few groups, and everything coming out of the spirit box and everything else is telling the story about this kid and what happened to him. And then it's me. And I'm like, holy crap, thank you. I didn't know you existed. I felt so bad.
So that's what was happening?
Then we get to the end of the night, the last group. The person literally laughs on like EVP or Spirit Box and is like, the whole thing was a lie. He was pretending to be that kid. So I'm like, this is a trickster who I've never come across before. And he was doing that Saturday night, messing with all the equipment, running from place to place. He was afraid of Bjorn. Doug scared him.
Yeah.
Doug's a big dude.
Yeah.
Big dude.
Same thing downstairs.
And wherever Doug went, this person was not going anywhere near. But he would go by other people, light up the light boxes, run up over there, light up another piece of equipment, go over there, turn something on and off, REM pod going off. And it was just like bing, 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 bing. And it was just, again, cool for me because I have no idea who this person is. We usually talk to who we think is a Quaker and his wife down in the basement and somebody else up in the attic. But this guy now, last year didn't do it, but this year he did. So it was really, really interesting and cool. And I have fun, but I learned my lesson because last year I told everybody in the group, I did the thing where I'm like, if you turn everything on, light it up to show me you don't want us to do this anymore, I'll stop and I won't do it anymore. I'll leave you alone. And everything went off. And I kept going and something made me sick where I had to stop.
Yeah.
I was physically ill.
Yep.
I had to leave the building. So this year,
you didn't do that.
Johnny, don't make that mistake.
I wonder if that was the one messing with you.
And
there was a huge figure?
Huh?
You got a huge figure?
There was one big one and one little one. And the one that we mapped, and this was really, really cool, might have been Peter's group or not. I get mixed up in my.
Tomorrow said the huge figure was there.
This
gotta be.
figure, no, there was a little one too. They didn't
Yeah.
see everything. This one figure, there's one figure that would leap off the windowsill and like down near people. And then there was another one that would come from where the glass cases are on the stairs and move over. And it went to the ground and it crawled over to my light box. And just like the cat ball lighting up in that college, you saw the hand touching the light box as it was lighting up. It was so freaking cool. So freaking cool. And I was like, look at this. This again, that's proof. You don't get better than that.
Hey, Patricia. So I got to tell you guys a funny story because I got the biggest kick out of this. And Raymond, I hope that you take this in the spirit that it's meant because we all got a big kick out of it. But
they like Peter.
We had the candles, and how would you describe that? It's not EMF, is it?
It's magnetic energy more than EMF. It's supposed to be magnetic energy that sets them off.
So we can't.
According to them, not even like putting it near a light switch is supposed to
make it go off. So Raymond came downstairs and he sat at the table and it was sitting on the table and he thought it was a real candle and he leaned over and it was on and he leaned over and went and the candle shut off and we all just went.
It's rubberish.
No, it's wax.
Plastic.
It's real wax.
Well,
yeah, it's a wax candle.
And the thing is,
Kathy was there. It was funny.
And the
Wasn't
light
it,
on
Kathy?
it is plastic or
So
whatever.
it's like
too.
the spirit was messing with him. Like, you want to blow it out? We're going to show. But the candle kept, like, he was actually interacting and it was responding back and forth to him. And it freaked him out a bit.
Yeah, Ray, I got to talk to Ray for a while after the event, when I was trying to clean up, and and Ray came over. Ray's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy, and him and I talked about theories and death and afterlife and all that other stuff. And he had said to me, I would like it better if like we could stay in the area where, like, if activity's happening, I'd like to be able to stay in that area for the 4 hours or 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever, because that's where the stuff is happening. We have to move on to another area. Again, there's no guarantee that activity is going to continue for a second, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, an hour. The idea of moving you around is to get you as many places in that building as we can, doing as many different things as you can in order to hopefully experience the whole building and everything that it has to offer. So that's why, we do it the way we do it. But I get what Ray was saying, but, I explained to him that you say that now, but you don't realize your group left and the energy of your group may have triggered that, but the group after you may have flatlined. So it's really weird. There is no rhyme or reason.
I isolated people over in the Grumpy Quaker's little area so he couldn't hide. And when we did that, we got activity. He was responding.
Yeah, he don't like people going back.
No, he doesn't.
And we do that from day one.
So when he put somebody, put Bjorn back there, nothing. He didn't want to deal with Bjorn.
Yeah.
Just shut right down.
Just talk about Doug.
We
call Doug Bjorn. But yeah,
he was nasty. You're right, Madison. He was nasty. He wasn't nice at all.
But good night. Again, it was we don't really know what the attic wise. I heard there was a few things going on. I heard the cat ball rolled back and forth.
Yeah, moved on its own.
Yeah, Tanya and Kenny were saying. But
Peter's group, I think they said it happened.
And the and the scrying, I heard some good. I know that everyone loved the setup for the scrying. I heard some things happen there too. But it was one of those. Oh, I'm sorry, Luann. God. Oh, sorry to hear that. And thoughts and prayers with your family. That's terrible. Sorry about that. But everyone send your thoughts and prayers out to Luann. Her nephew passed away tonight. I don't know if you guys read that. So pass on your condolences. Luann's again one of those people that we met along the way, and she's part of the family. So
please pass that on to your whole family, Luann, that we're really sorry.
So gotta get back into
I know
what happened there, but so Saturday night was pretty good too. We left there around 10:30, and again this time we went to the Wawa. Don't ever get a biscuit from a Wawa.
It was gross.
It was disgusting, and the clop of butter that fell out of
hard and cold.
I took one bite and I threw it out.
This tried.
This one was hungry, so she kept trying to eat it. This clop of butter looked like someone regurgitated it. It just like right out of her thing.
A big old
out of her biscuit. So it was disgusting.
I didn't even eat half the biscuit. And I told John the whole entire night my stomach burned. The whole night I just had issues. I was just so miserable. So we'll never do
stick
that
to
again.
what you know at the Wawa.
Yeah.
Stick to
nothing.
Quick Check is better.
Eat nothing.
You're eating cheese biscuit from the Quick Check.
I'm not getting anything
with the little tater,
ever again.
They call them spuds.
I'm gonna stick.
The tater spuds, they're good. From the Wawa.
I can't eat those. I can't eat those.
That's your problem. I can't. I like this. Just telling you.
That's cruel.
We
talked about a few of them. We had a couple of events.
Yeah, we talked about the Caldwell Parsonage on Friday. Then we talked about the Barron Center on Saturday. And now we're going to talk about yesterday.
Woohoo!
So here we finish the Barron Center at 10. We got out of there 10:30, 11, went to the Wawa. Again, we get out there, we get talking. Next thing you know, it's 12, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. We had to be at um, Smith Cadbury by 12, which is about an hour from us, a little over an hour. And, we get home, you don't go to sleep right away after one of these things. You stay up. I usually take another shower, watch TV for a little bit, and then I fall asleep. And it's not till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And, now we got to leave here by 10:30 to get there by 12. So, you wake up at 8, you're tired, you're exhausted, you're a little sore from the weekend. Pack up all of our stuff because you wanted us to bring our equipment.
We're just like, what the hell were we thinking?
So we drive all the way there, and it's me, Tanya, Kenny, and Chris, and Tony from Weekend Filler. Awesome guy. Love Tony. Tony, if you're watching, thank you again for featuring us. It was awesome hanging out with you again and getting to do that again. So the deal was, again, you'll see the segment when it comes out, but it was funny because I'm not going to ruin anything for you, but you'll see the segment. But I could tell you the premise, I guess, of the segment. It's Halloween, so initially it was supposed to be like creepy, scary stories that have happened to us since the last time we were with Tony, which was before COVID. So literally Saturday night, we're outside of the Wawa and we're going, all right, everybody think of a story that you think will be good. So we're going through all of our investigations and things that have happened. And we're trying to pick like the best for each one of us. Like what's okay. And we're telling each other, remember that one, remember that one, remember that one, remember that one, remember that one. So we each settled on like 2 stories each, kind of. And we get there and he's like, well, it could be funny too. You guys were kind of funny last time together. You could be yourself and be funny too. So now we're looking at each other.
Like, oh my God,
like,
that's a no-no.
We weren't prepared for funny stories. So now we go huddle again and we're like, let's see, what funny things don't involve.
They said, yeah. That's messed up, right?
All of our funny stories revolve this one running or screaming or oh or something. That's all of our funny stories are basically
that's
either that or things that we can't mention on TV because they're not for TV. So we're like thinking again, what if we have to do funny stories now? What are we going to say as far as funny stories? So it's like again we're huddling now trying to think of what if, and Tony's not the guy. He doesn't want it to be scripted or anything, but he does want
natural.
But he does want a structured segment. Right. So we each tell our creepy story, which for the most part we're all good.
Yeah.
I think they were all good.
Yeah.
And it was kind of again very TV-ish. Well, my scariest story is blah 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 blah. And then Chris, well, my scariest story is blah 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 blah. So we do that each one of us, and then we get to another segment where we're going to do something else. With you can watch. I'm not going to ruin the whole thing for you, but then there's the in between. So the in between turns into typical
discussion.
It's the 4 of us. It's what we talk about at the diner. It's what we talk about anything else. We get a discussion about different beliefs and different feelings and different opinions of hauntings and buildings and why spirits do what they do. And we're literally like, no, she, blah, blah, blah. No, he, no, you're not right about that. We're all on mic and we're pointing at each other. We're talking back and forth at each other. He's rolling the whole entire time. And we're thinking, this isn't part of it. We're going to do the next thing. But we're going back and forth at each other and talking like we normally do. And we stop and we're like, oh, do you want us to do the next thing? And he's like, that was great. That was great. That was great. And we're like, what was great? They're like, that back and forth thing. We're like, you're not going to edit that out? He's like, no, there's lots of good stuff in there. That's good. That was great. So, you'll probably see some of that as well, it was fun. And then we did a last segment, which I don't want to get into, but we were there from 10:30 in the morning. We went out to eat afterwards. We walked around the town a bit, but we didn't get home till 7, right?
Yeah, 7 o'clock at
7
night last night.
So we filmed for a good. We started at 12. We filmed for a good 3 hours, 2 3 hours, and then because Tony needs to set up in different areas to do different things and get different shots and move things around, and then we just hung out in Morristown. Pizzeria was good.
You don't want to tell them
That's a good pizzeria.
So we decide to eat outside because it was such a beautiful day, gorgeous day, right? And everybody's inside. We're like, why are you always gorgeous? You know, hey. So we're sitting out there. I swear to God, the tree was attacking us. I mean, the big acorns had to be like this. If they hit you in the head, you're going to get knocked out. Kenny is getting smacked on the arm. They're pinging off the table. It was like...
We deserved every bit of it, too, because we come in there like, North Jersey junk, and we take the 2 tables that are out there and we smash them together.
We're going to sit outside.
We take all the chairs. There was only 4 chairs, 2 for each table. And then we're like, we'll put our pizza over there on that table. We'll eat on this table. And we're like, yeah, the beautiful weather. We were in the shade. We were in the shade, too. There was sun everywhere else. And we're like, wow, why isn't anybody? They were literally that big.
They were big.
And they were. I got hit in the shoulder. I got hit in the head. Never really landed on the food, though. Which was
no, thank weird. God. But I actually said to Kenny, when Kenny leaned over to eat, he literally just leaned and missed one, knocking him a good one. I said, if that had hit you, you'd have gone head right into your food, and that'd have been it. That'll be
it was. It was South Jersey ghost trying to get us. Well, that brings us to our next location. We go from there, we eat, and I love eating chocolate after I eat. I get that from my mom. My mom was a chocolate fiend. I love cleansing my palate with chocolate. I just love it. So we're like, is there a bakery around here? And there was like 5-minute walk from the pizzeria. Hey, Don. So bakery, was it Cupcake something? Do you remember the name of it? I don't know. It was Cupcake something. So we go down there, open it up, and cupcakes, all different kinds of cupcakes. People were real nice and everything. But we're like, Tanya goes, do you have any milk? Cupcake Carnival.
Yeah,
Tanya goes, do you have any milk? And they're like, milk? No, we don't. We have water, we have soda, we're like, but people like milk.
He said in all the years he's been open, nobody's ever asked for milk.
We're like, people like milk with chocolate. I love, like, when I get a brownie, one of those super rich brownies with the icing on the top, she'll tell you, I don't drink milk. The only time I drink milk is with chocolate cookies that are right out of the oven and with brownies or chocolate cake. So we're like, why no milk? And he's like, no one's ever asked for it. I'm like, you're going to tell me in all the years you've been here, no one's ever asked you for milk. And he's like, no. And they're looking at us. It's like an episode of Seinfeld. We're just like,
troublemakers.
Have you ever heard of someone not having milk with chocolate before? And the lady's looking at the guy that owns it.
And then he goes, well, there's a Wawa.
Yeah, he's like, there's a Wawa like 5 minutes from here. We're like, no, we're going to eat it right outside. We want it.
Listen, you northerner.
Yeah, they were
check
like,
your pie hole.
total North Jersey trash. Get them out of here. What are they doing here? So we ate. Yeah,
no milk for you.
We ate our chocolate cupcakes without any milk. We had to drink water, bottled water with cupcakes, which ruined it.
It ruined it for John. The experiment.
But the cupcake was good. Very, very good.
It was. The carrot cake one was awesome.
I would definitely go to that place and recommend it. And that pizzeria. That pizzeria was awesome.
Yeah, the pizza's
really awesome.
Good. It's La Viva or something. Pizza or something.
I don't even know.
Linda probably knows.
But yeah, pizzeria was awesome. It's got like New York style pizza on the outside of it. But anyway, so if you guys are coming next week, Saturday, bring your own milk. Lesson number 1. La
Vitas, yeah.
Bring your own milk if you want cupcakes. Bring your own milk. And lesson number 2, if you want pizza or chicken parms and stuff, La Vita's really good. Really, just don't eat outside.
Not if you don't want
from us
the tree to attack you.
Our gift. Yeah, BYOM. Bring your own milk.
There you go, Sharon. We started a whole new fad.
Yeah, North Jersey's different. You South Jersey people, you don't get it. We have milk at our chocolate bakeries and stuff. We have trees that are safe to sit under and eat here. That's why we're not used to that kind of living.
That's right. Tomorrow,
we didn't know what to do.
That's funny.
But we had a great time, and that segment will probably air around Halloween. You said at the end of the month. So some of the pictures were on the reel that I posted. But we did. We had a good time. It was a long weekend, a lot of hours, and then we turned around, and then we were planning to go to the Woodbridge High School just to really finalize our floor plans for the fire marshal. Really, that was the plan. Like 20 minutes. Here, write it down, make sure everything is good, because we have to show them where the lines are going to go and all that, make sure nothing's blocked. And we've done it 100 times. And we walked in there and we were like, oh, oh, oh. And then we're grabbed our pads and we're like, and then, yeah, that was that. So we weren't expecting that. So tomorrow night, you're in for a treat. I need to create the ad. Another thing I need to do before I go to bed somehow. We will be live tomorrow night. I'm hoping 7:30. I'm shooting for 7:30 because I really would like to be on the road home by 10.
Oh God,
because
yes,
it's an hour
please.
away. But tomorrow night, I don't know the name of the club. You could probably look it up on your phone, but the German club that's in Dover. I don't know the name of it. She's going to try to look it up now.
I'll try.
I think it's called Germania Park. I think something like that. But we're going to be live from the German club tomorrow at either 7:30 or 8 o'clock, starting either time.
Germania Park.
Germania Park. Tomorrow we'll be live for the first time ever investigating German club.
Established in 1895.
Yes, and they claim to see shadow figures. And we do have somebody with us that speaks German. So we're going to ask the questions in English. Again, I don't think there's any language barrier in the afterlife myself, but that's me. But we're going to ask the questions in English and in German. And again, if we get a response that we don't understand, she'll be able to translate that. So be a first time ever for us doing that. I'm looking for this one room in particular. Even if nothing happens, it looks like it's made for a movie.
Oh.
So you'll get a kick out of just being in that room, asking questions in German. And
I can't wait to do the secret room.
But yeah, that's going to be
a secret room.
First time ever a paranormal group is going to be in there. We're going to be the ones doing it, and we have no idea what's going to happen.
No.
Literally, you'll see it as we see it. Lord knows what's going to happen.
Experience it together.
But I'll tell you what, we've been in Masons clubs before, or buildings, Masonic lodges, and had them respond in ways that Masons talk to each other, and had to have Masons interpret. They didn't tell us the answer, but they told us that they knew what it meant. So again, the German thing, I'm really hoping that they understand English, that there are some spirits around that speak it and understand it. But I'm hoping it's not a whole entire night of us asking the question and then, okay, nothing. Now let's do that EVP session again in German. Could be. Again, but it'll be a first. Yeah, it should be cool. So that'll be tomorrow night at like I said, I'm shooting for 7:30. We're
doing it at 7:30.
No, we don't need Google Translate. We have someone who speaks German.
Jay.
She was actually going to try to read that, Jay. That was the funny part of it.
She went, no.
But yes, we don't need. We actually have someone who speaks fluent German. So that's part of the again, we don't have to sit there and go back. What did that say? How do we ask this question? Say it and wait for it. No, it'll be real time, and that person will translate. So
I'm waiting for Jay to translate.
No, that'll be fun. So that's what we're doing tomorrow night. So first time ever. Make sure you're watching. It'll be the two of us and Tanya and Kenny, and who knows what could happen. I really am. Even if nothing happens, it'll be fun to do because, like I said, you can't plan this stuff. There are claims of shadow figures, and especially after the last Oktoberfest and meetings that they have, supposedly the activity ratchets up. So we'll see what happens. Don't know about Creeper this week. That's going to be a tough one because we have Friday night with Jawan at Camp Evans in Wage Building. So that'll be Friday night, and I'm trying to stay focused if someone's reading a single comment and wants to comment on it so bad, but I'm trying to stay focused. And that's Jawan. If you guys are coming to that, hope it's a good time. Hope you enjoy meeting him. And again, the meet and greets for an hour. So take your pictures. You know, I don't know if he's going to have any merch or anything to sell or whatever, but and then the ghost hunt starts at 8 o'clock with him in that building, which we've had good times there. So you never know what's going to happen there either. And then Saturday night, for the first time ever, Smith Cadbury. We'll be back in Morristown under the nut tree with our own milk.
Or maybe we'll bring it.
So Saturday night, first time ever.
Have fun, Laura.
Smith Cadbury. Weird energy in there in certain places. Who knows what's going to happen? First time a large group of people, not large, but a group of people will be in there in different areas investigating. Who knows how the spirits are going to react to that? We won't know till we go through it, we find out. But another busy weekend. So fitting the Creeper in, probably, I highly doubt that. Next week, because it's just one event on Saturday. Yeah, probably.
More manageable.
Yeah, but not.
Well, Alex diving in. He's doing both nights.
So that's it, guys. I know we're going to finish a little early. It's because we're tired and I got to get to my laptop and I got to type up a lot of things for the expo that we need to get to the printer. So if you joined us this weekend, great to see you. Thanks for coming out. Hope you enjoy the piece that we do on Weekend Filler. Thank you again, Weekend Filler. Tony, if you're watching, I hope that little fella didn't follow you home. That's all I'm going to say about that. Watch tomorrow night between 7:30 and 8. I'm going to make the ad probably 11, 12 o'clock tonight if the right things are going. And we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
Hopefully we see a lot of you this weekend. So thank you. And have a good night, everybody. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Please, please, please remember to be kind to each other. It matters.
I don't want to end on that note.
But you will.
I want to end on this note.
Absolutely, Alex.